Hey guys. Okay, I'm trying to stream it to our Facebook page too, because we have a lot to talk about. All right, hold on. That's mine. All right, enough. All right. Okay, it should be getting ready to work. Let me share my screen. All right, everybody. How are you guys doing? I know we're going to have a lot of people on here tonight. I also streamed it onto our Facebook page. We are going to be covering the first 20 minutes or so. We're going to be talking a little bit about what we talked about the last time, just to kind of recap and to talk about some other forms that you can use and ways that you can set your goals, that we're going back to the basics. And then the last part of our meeting, Annette and I are going to share things that we did whenever we went back to basics. So good evening, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. So let me go ahead and record this so we will have it. Oh, you know what? I've got it on here, so I don't need to. All right, so we're good. So you guys can hear me okay and everything? All right, awesome. Okay, so if you guys remember, we're just going to jump right in, all right? I don't see a way to record it, but being that somebody just asked me, am I going to record it? It's going to be on my page, so we should be good, and I can download it from there. I don't want to use my Zoom space. Anyway, we're going to jump right in, and we're going to talk about really quickly some things we talked about last time. We're going to jump right in, and we're going to talk about why that happened. Okay. So if you guys remember correctly, we were talking about mindset. We were talking about the stories that we tell ourselves. We were talking about affirmations. We were talking about ways that we can actually change our mind to be able to connect to our subconscious, to be able to look for positive things in our life, right? So is there anyone on here, you guys can put it in the chat, that you could actually see that working in your life? Once we did that, you could kind of stop, correct your thought, change it, and go for the positive. Did anyone see anything that they did to be able to change their business at all? I just want to give you a second to share that if you did do anything. Yes, awesome. I love to see that. I think it's I'm not sure, might have been Sarah, but there was a couple of you guys that were posting things on your Facebook page, affirmations, that I absolutely love seeing those affirmations every single day, because whenever you start out with an affirmation, it is really going to help you. If you start out saying, you know, oh my gosh, I overslept, the day is going to suck, your mind is going to look for every single way in the world that your day is going to suck that day, right? But if you're like, okay, I overslept, that's okay. Maybe God prevented me from getting in a wreck, and I'm going to have an amazing day. I'm going to talk to 5 new people today. Your mind's going to start looking for 5 new people today. So remember, anything that you focus on is going to be what your mind is going to look for. Okay. Awesome. Okay. When you felt overwhelmed, I went back and focused on affirmations. I love that. The way I message my VIPs and friends in a more positive way. Fantastic. So something that I have been doing for a really long time is, I told you guys about this program that I'd been taking. I've been taking it 2 years, but I've also been working on mindset program with a friend. I've got something in my eye. Anyway, I don't know what it is. But this here, I don't know if you, it's blurred. I don't know why I blurred my background. Well, anyway, I'll show it to you in a second. There it is right there. I have a notebook, and it's basically what I have on the screen right now. This is something, as you guys can see, I printed it off and I turned it into a notebook for me on Vistaprint, because I have this with me at all times. When I tell myself I can't do something, when I look at my circumstance, you know, maybe it's something that, maybe somebody lost their job, right? Or maybe someone's sick right now. I'm trying to find if you guys can mute yourself, that way everybody can hear, that'd be great. If I could mute all, mute. There we go. Because I don't want to take away from anyone being able to learn anything. Okay, so I made this into a Vistaprint thing, and you guys can see it on here, where I can stop myself in my tracks. I have it in my purse. I take it with me. So if it was something that I was sick, I'm like, you know what? I feel so bad today. I'm not going to get anything done. And when I'm thinking about that, my circumstance is that I'm sick. My thought process is that I'm not going to get anything done. My feeling is going to be like I'm depressed and I'm overwhelmed because of how bad I feel. My actions are going to be that I'm not going to do anything. And my results are going to be like, I'm not going to accomplish anything during that day. Now I'm talking about being so sick that you can't get out of bed. I'm talking about the little things that we tell ourselves, like, oh, I have a headache. I don't feel like doing it. Oh gosh, I'm supposed to go to the gym. I don't feel like it. So it's those little things that can take our mind and just hold it captive and telling us that we can't do the things that we know we can do, because everybody knows that when you do things, whenever you don't feel like it, that is whenever the magic happens. That is when action happens. That is when you see something positive that comes out of it. Like every time I go to the gym, probably 90% of the times I go to the gym, I don't feel like going. But when I leave the gym, I'm like, I am so glad I went. I couldn't believe how much stronger I was today. Or maybe I don't want to do my reach outs, my follow up, sharing the opportunity. But then once I talk to that one person, I want to do 5 more. So you got to look at your circumstance. What is it that you are telling yourself? What is the circumstance you're in right now that you are letting affect your business, right? So there's so many people that have come to me over time, and I'm going to give you a great example. I talked to a friend the other day. She has been in Cincy for 15 years, and she is a star director still. And I say 15 years because that's a really long time. She has been a star director, I think, for almost 10 years now. And we were just kind of going back and forth about the red light stories that we tell ourselves and the circumstances. And I asked her, what's going on to where she's not growing her business, because people underneath her are growing, but she's not growing. She's not recruiting. She's not hitting her, she's hitting her 500, but she doesn't have her active consultants underneath her. She's not hitting her team wholesale volume for star director to get paid at title. There are a lot of things that are going on with her. So I had to ask her a question of like, when is the last time that you did hit title? When is the last time that you were growing your business? And she went all the way back to like 2015. And I'm like, okay, how did you feel about your business then? When's the last time that you felt proud about your business? And she's like, Shannon, it has been a really long time. Then what circumstance happened that made you stop your business? And she told me that her circumstance was that she lost her job being a teacher, and that when she was a teacher, she saw so many people. So the red light story she told herself was because she had to stay at home with her little kids, because she wasn't getting out in the work world, that she wasn't going to meet new people. And I'm like, well, here I am to bust your excuse, because I have been a stay-at-home mom. I've brought my kids with me to the park, to Chick-fil-A, to the library, to the mall. I mean, you name it, I have brought them there, and I always had Cincy on me. And I said, so how did you feel the last time you had a recruit? How did you feel the last time that you grew your business? And she was like, amazing, proud. So I said, did you stop asking? And she's like, yes, because what happened is I told you last time how many times it takes for somebody to shut their business down. Remember what I told you about 3 times? You ask 3 people, you hear no. So you've told yourself the whole world is telling you no. And she said about 3 people in, she quit asking. And so she's been coasting along for years and years and years, putting in her 500, just, watching her team build. She has like thousands of people underneath her. But because she's not hitting those requirements as a star director, she's not getting paid anything like she could. And it's on her. So we had to go through this whole process. What circumstance? The circumstance, she said, was that she's been home with these kids now. I think that they're now, 9 or 10 now. And she hadn't been able to get out and meet new people. And then COVID happened, and that really messed her up. Thought she was having was that she was a horrible leader. She didn't deserve the star director title. She didn't deserve to lead a team of all this many people. And she started telling herself those stories. The feelings were that she was getting depressed. She was not liking her business, because when you are doing something out of obligation, you're going to stress yourself out. When you're doing something because you love it, that's passion. That's going to be whenever you grow that business. So we had to go back and find that passion and find that moment of when she felt proud and how we could go and duplicate that. And she messaged me and told me that she has already gotten some maybes with joining with the $25. She's already got some people who want to do some scent sessions, but we had to change her thought process of saying, yes, she is staying home with the kids. Yes, she is having to not get out in the world like she was. But how could we change that through social media, through, the platforms that she had, through her situations that she has every day? How did that make her feel? What actions was she going to take, and what was her result? So every day I wake up, I go through this with me. How do I feel today? What am I telling myself? If it's raining, oh no, how am I going to work my business? I'm going to work my business a different way because it's raining than I would if it wasn't raining. I mean, that's me as far as going out. So you got to figure out like what your circumstances are. So I want you guys, I am going to put this on our page so you can print this out and you can go and you can say, what is the circumstance that I'm having today? And how is it controlling my business? What's the thought around that circumstance? How is it making me feel? What actions am I taking because, oh, I didn't put the right words there. What actions am I taking because of this? And what results am I having? Because if we believe a certain way, like I told you before, if we would believe that we are a horrible leader, then guess what? We're going to feel less. We're going to feel like we're not enough. We're going to let all those stories of all these people on Facebook who are doing all these amazing things for their team get to us and make us feel like we are not going to be good enough for them, right? So therefore, our actions are going to be like, we're going to quit having meetings. We're going to quit doing recognition. We're going to quit doing shout outs. We're going to quit doing coaching calls. We're going to quit teaching everything that we're learning. And our results are going to be, we're not going to grow, right? But if we change it around, we can just take our mind and say, I'm changing the circumstance. I'm not hitting my numbers, but it is okay because I am allowing myself to feel bad, but I'm not staying here. I am a good leader. And because I'm a good leader, these are the things that I'm going to feel. I am going to be proud of my team. I am going to recognize my team. I am going to do these actions, and your result is going to be incredible. Okay. So I will put this on our page so you guys can print it off because it's very, very important whenever you're going back to basics, when we're going to teach you these things, that you say, okay, I can do this. I can do this. We built this business a certain way with a foundation of getting scents in front of people's noses. When we went through all the pandemic and COVID and we went to all the instant gratification, Amazon, I kept Amazon in business. I'm sure you guys did too. Everybody going into our websites because some people are like, people aren't going to my website like they were over the pandemic. Well, they're out, they're enjoying themselves, they're taking vacations again, they're at baseball games, they're enjoying life again. They're not going to be scrolling like they were, right? So now it's up to us to actually work this business. All right. So you are welcome. I'm trying to see what people wrote. One thing I have to remember is that I'm not asking answer no negative. Right, exactly. I definitely have to get out of my head. Yes. You have to get out of your head. And this is going to be how you're going to control it. So our next slide is something that I made here. Okay. I have been in a program and we have our own growth action form. So I made us one for our team. And the way that this works is there's something very, very, very important that we do to ourselves. And a lot of people don't understand. There's a book called Gap in the Gain. You guys know that I read a lot. And I read a lot because I believe as a leader that I always have to be teachable and I have to learn more and more. You can't be the smartest person in the room, like I've talked to you before. But one of the things that I have learned is a lot of people don't look at the gap. They only look at the gain. They don't look at the process. They only look at the result. So if I tell myself I'm going to have 25 reach outs this week, I'm going to have 25 ways of sharing the value of Scentsy with all these people, and then I only reach out to, 9 people, what am I telling myself if I'm looking at that result? If I'm looking at that result of that I did not hit 25, but I only did 9, what do you think I'm telling myself? I'm gonna let you guys tell me, what is it that we tell ourselves when we don't hit our goals? Whoops. Work harder tomorrow. That's a positive mindset right there. But most of us default to, man, I'm never going to hit it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I set this goal and I can't do it. I'm going to teach you something tonight that's going to change your mindset. This form is going to change you. Like I said, I use it. And I want you tonight to come up with, we're going to go through basics and we're going to go through different things. Somebody raised their hand. Do you want to share something? Or did you accidentally? Okay, I think she accidentally did it. Did you want to share something? Okay, all right, cool. Anyway, we're going to go through this and I want you to find 4 activities that are going to help your business grow. A lot of times we use the word income producing activities. When I tell you what income producing activities you're doing, you automatically go to, oh, what made me money, right? You automatically go to, well, I gave out the samples. I didn't make any money. Well, I closed that party. I made money there, but I didn't get any bookings off of it. So I'm not going to make any money this week. You always go to what's making you money. And that's something that we have to do in a business. But if we change our mindset into growth actions instead of income producing, we're going to figure out how much we're growing each week instead of having to focus on the income producing things that did not come in, right? Because we know that if we go outside and we plant a seed in the ground, it is not going to bloom overnight. It's going to take watering. It's going to take sun. It's going to take, making sure that you do it consistently. And that is what this business takes. So I want you right now to come up with 4 activities that you need to do in your business that's going to help you grow. We talked about that last week. We talked about, following up with people and, booking parties and being better at maybe your happy meal or whatever. You need to come up with something that is measurable. Okay. So we also want to use words that whenever we hear them, they actually make us excited about working our business, right? So if I say I'm going to follow up or I'm going to reach out to 3 people, well, reach out, follow up. Yeah, that's business terms. What if I say I'm going to share value with 3 people this week? That's something that when I hear it, it's a positive word of sharing value. Who can I share value with instead of who can I reach out to, right? So you might want to use words in these places of the 1, 2, 3, 4 that is something that makes you feel good instead of something that feels like a business. Because if we feel like we have to do it, we're not going to do it. And yes, we have to do things whenever we don't feel like doing them. But a lot of times it's that mindset, it's the words that we use to be able to do that. I have on mine sharing the opportunity with others to be able to help them find freedom. Share value through our products, of solving problems through our products. I have a lot of different words that help me. Book scent sessions instead of book a party, right? Book scent sessions. And then referring a friend. So I'm going to go through different ways that we can do that, but these are things I'm going to do. But here's the difference. If you put down, and I meant to put this on the page, and I can't write on this, but just follow me. If I write down, and I don't think that my computer is going to let me do this. Nope, it's not. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, I think it's a setting in my Zoom. But anyway, for my share the opportunity, for that week or that Monday, let's just say, just for that Monday, I had 3 people that I wanted to share the opportunity with. Okay, this is an example here that I'm going to get you to understand. 3 people I wanted to share the opportunity with. That's my minimal baseline. That's something I feel like I can do. And it's something that doesn't scare me too bad. If I put 10, it's going to scare me because I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to talk to 10 people today. I might. When I do something that I'm like, okay, 3 people is definitely something I can do. Sometimes I do 10. But let's just say that on that day, I said I was going to reach out to 3 people and I only reached out to 1, right? So at the end of the night, I could be like, gosh, I said I was going to do 3 people today. That's not good. Well, I'm going to show you something. At the very end of this form, at the bottom, it says percentage. And this is something I want you guys to keep up with. Out of that day, if I only talked to one person and I had 3 that I wanted to talk to, if we divide 1 by 3, I moved 33% in my business. I really didn't do nothing. I really didn't say, okay, I didn't do, I sucked today. No, I talked to one person. I did 33% of my business. Then underneath it, I have share value of the products. I want to talk to 3 people today about, how these products can change them, their life, how it solves problems, how, maybe you hate doing laundry, but you'll love doing it whenever you have our Scentsy products. And maybe I did 1 there too, right? Then the next one, I have book scent sessions. I want to talk to 3 people, 3 conversations about having a scent session, getting new scents under their noses, let them spell the bring back my bar, really targeting on those catalog scents so that I know the Scentsy Club will be something I can offer them later, because whenever those scents go away, I'll be able to go back to it and create monthly clubs because they'll make it for them for life. Maybe I just talked to 1 person, right? And then the last one is like referrals, which was like blessing bags, which I'll go back to that too in a minute. I had 3, maybe I talked to 1. So that whole day I had set to do 12 different things, 12 different conversations I needed to have that day, but I only had 4. But if I were to divide the 4 by 12, I did 33% that day. So if you keep up with your percentages and you do this every day and you add them up and you get to 100%, you worked your business maybe 3 days out of the week or 4 days out of the week, or maybe you exceeded it with your percentages. And I'll put this on the page as well. But it's something that we focus on that's positive. We want to look at the little things that we do, the process that it takes to get there, and that we are actually moving forward instead of focusing on that we didn't do this. This is something that I'm learning. Is about slowing down. It's about doing things intentionally. It's about doing things thorough. It's about learning something and really mastering it before you do something else. So maybe that was a little bit, too basic for me. I could easily up it according to what it looks like my energy is going to be, but I can control this. But as long as that percentage is going up, I know I'm working my business. Does that make sense to you? And I'm going to also, like I said, put another form on here. Now, at the very end of that week, whenever I keep up with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I might not want to work every single day and do that every single day. I might just want to do 3 days or whatever it is. At the very top, it tells you what's your 30-day goal. My 30-day goal is going to be to have $2,000 in orders and to have 2 new team members that I can share how they can have financial freedom in their life, right? That could be my 30-day goal. My 90-day goal would be maybe have 3 months that I could promote someone to a higher level in Scentsy, that I could really work with a few team members to work intentionally with them instead of just working with all these people. Because one thing you learn is that you work with people who deserve the time, not demand the time. You work with people who are really working their business, and the people that are saying, hey, I've got a question. Hey, I want to do this. You're like, you know what? They're hungry for it. You don't want to just keep working with people who are constantly not doing it. And I know that sounds ugly. A lot of times I have to go back to the people who aren't doing it and find out what is the circumstance they're telling themselves, right? And what's the thought? Because me working with someone who's working their business is going to look completely different than someone who's not working their business. With someone not working their business, we got to go through all that mindset stuff. We got to figure out why they're stuck. With someone who is working their business, we can go ahead and put activities out. We can show them the percentages that they are actually meeting, and we can set goals for them. That's the difference. Okay. So at the very end of this week, you can write down what were your wins of that week. You can go back and look and see, where did you work more in? What is it that you did? What conversation did you have more that you can say, you know what? I had 1 girl that's going to be joining my team. I have 3 basket parties that are going out next Monday. I was able to, hit $500 before the 15th of the month. whatever it is. You can use this in your personal life. You can also use this in your business life. And then you have over here notes that you can take that maybe you could carry into the next week. So like I said, this is a form that I use to be able to help me measure my percentage of how well I'm doing, because a lot of us set these goals that are so heavy that we just can't get to. Or when we do get to them, we celebrate them, but it's so short-lived that we go right back to being stuck again because we don't understand how to keep duplicating it over and over and over again. And that is what this is for. So I'm going to show you another form. It's not even a form. It's a chart I made like 4 years ago, maybe. And I'm going to explain it to you because I'm trying to keep up. All right. So some of you guys are like, oh, yes, I remember this from like 4 years ago. But this is basically how our business works. And I think that a lot of people don't understand that. I'm going to go back to what I said a long time ago, which is if you have a business, you're going to have red apples, you're going to have green apples, and you are going to have rotten apples. Okay. In a barrel of apples, if I go to a farmer and said, just give me a barrel of apples, most likely he's going to give me red, green, and rotten. I have to go through them and pull out the red that are ripe, the green that maybe if they're not a green apple that's ripe, it's a green one that's almost red that still needs a little bit of time to become red, and the rotten ones I'm going to throw away. Now, this is exactly how our business is. So in the very, very beginning, and I made this thing, that's why you guys can see this, but in the very beginning of your business, if you go to the very top, this is your invite. This is whenever you meet someone and you tell them about Scentsy. This is whenever you have a Facebook chat with them and you're telling them about Scentsy. This is whenever they comment on something on your page and you contact them and like, hey, can I get you some Happy Meal? This is the invite. However it is that you are introducing Scentsy to this person, this is your invite. The next thing that goes from an invite, and we're going back into real world now. We're going back into meeting people. I'm talking to you about basics. I'm talking to you about how I built this business, how we all have been here for a while, have built this business before the beauty of social media and all the things happen, because it is amazing that we have social media and we have all these other opportunities to build our business, right? But if we get this foundation and we get the way that we built this business by basics under control, and we start doing that, and then also have the icing on top of the social media things, just amazing how, and it'll just be incredible how big your business can get, okay? So when you have this invite, there's two things you can do. Number one, you can invite them to an event, such as a coffee date to be able to smell the scents, an open house to be able to come and, you know, have a party. You can invite them to book their own party. You can invite them to a become a consultant night. That's something that we used to do a long time ago, was we would have people to come over. All the teammates would invite one person. We'd come over to one of our houses. We give them little bags for coming. We tell them a little bit about our story and show them a Scentsy compensation plan, tell them why it would work for them, fill their gap, right? And then, you know, they would go and we'd be able to follow up with them. So there's different ways that you can do this. Now, maybe it's not an event, it's a tool. And a tool is going to be like a basket party. It's going to be your bring back my bar samples. It's going to be anything you can put in their hand. It's going to be like, try a load of laundry. Let me do a load of laundry for you. Let me give you a cleaning bag that you can use our bathroom cleaner and our counter clean and our dish soap, and get back to me and let me know how you like it. The tool is going to be the products and the way that you're going to give it to them. Okay. So from this event that you have, this meeting you have with them, you're going to be able to tell, are they red, are they green, or are they rotten, right? So maybe they're rotten. Maybe they're like, you know, I'm not interested. Well, guess what? They know people who are. Maybe they're allergic to the scents, but not everybody in their family are allergic to the scents. Their mom might not be, their neighbor might not be, somebody in their church might not be. So you can't be afraid to ask for referrals. Maybe they are green. Well, green means they need a little bit of a push over the edge, right? So that's whenever you can ask them things like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you love your job? How much do you love your life? And they're like, I don't know, 7. Okay, well, what would make it a 10? Maybe they say more time. Maybe they say if they had more money, maybe they'll give you a reason. Well, if you look down here and follow it from on a scale from 1 to 10, 6 to 9 means, and I put help with upline because a lot of people will say, hey, can you help me answer questions for this person? Will you get in a 3-way call with me? Will you meet with them? Also, it means inviting them to the team page, being able to see that we have a support system, being able to see that they are not alone. That's one of the biggest things. Because a long time ago, when there was, Mary Kay started Park Lane, all these things, we would join. I'm telling you, because I was there and I was alone. I didn't have anything unless I went to a meeting, and then we didn't have social media. We didn't have ways of asking questions. So I felt alone, and immediately I felt defeated. So something that is very important is some people need to know that they're not alone. Then you can see down here when it goes from help with upline, it goes to like a live event. Maybe that would be world tour. That's why Cincy gives us chances to have guest pass, to be able to bring somebody as a guest, let them experience it. If they love it, they can join right then. They're red. Let's go. If they are green and they're still on the fence, guess what? You can circle all the way back around to the top, give them a basket party, let them collect orders. If they get 500, they get the kit free, and we go on and on and on, right? So this whole thing is like a pattern. If you go on the other side and you're like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you love your job? I don't know, 3. Gosh, you know what? That's not a lot. What would make it a 10? Well, a lot of times it's either money, it's either freedom or flexibility, or it's time. If I had more time, what kind of tool could we give them to help them? Maybe that's an opportunity kit. Maybe it's a basket party. Maybe it's an online party. Maybe it's something to show them that you can make money with this business. And then the live event might be live, it doesn't have to be in person. I'm talking about Facebook Live. I'm talking about, putting Visly together and scheduling out posts. I'm talking about having a unique shopping link. I'm talking about getting them in front of other people to let them smell the scent, because it's the coolest thing in the world to give people scents, just to say, hey, what do these remind you of? And then for them to be like, oh, that smells like my grandmother's kitchen. Oh my gosh, that smells like this. That smells like that. And those memories that it triggers are incredible. And then all of a sudden you can say, are they red? Are they green? If they're green, we got to go back to them, circle back, ask permission to be able to follow up with them again. I know you're not ready for this, but do I have permission to follow up with you when we have another join special? Do I have permission to follow up with you whenever we have a new catalog so I can get you the new scents? Do I have permission? That's all you got to say to people, and you're going to have repeat hostesses every single time. I tell my people all the time, I know you're not ready. This may be for you, it may not be for you, but I would feel crazy if I did not at least offer it to you. Do I have permission to follow up with you in August when all the new fall scents come out? Maybe if you have a big enough party, you'll actually want to join then. So it's always asking permission. If all of that doesn't work, guess what? You got referrals. You got your blessing bags that you can give out, which we'll talk about. And you've got people who are just not interested. And guess what? They're rotten apples. Too many people focus on those rotten apples too long. Too many people think this person said they joined, they're not doing it. Let me go back to them. Oh, they didn't do it again. Oh, they didn't do it again. They keep standing them up. That's a rotten apple. Throw it away. Do not follow up with rotten apples. Do not waste your time on rotten apples. Eventually, if you are posting things on Facebook, if you are working your business consistently and they can see a change in you and a change in your business and you're positive and you're attracting people, they're going to come back around. But until then, do not waste your time on them. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. So those are the forms that I wanted to show you. But I want to also talk about basics. So there's one more thing I want to show you, and then I'm going to bring Annette on here. So let me bring it up. Give me 1 second. All right. This here, it should come up. Let's see if it comes up. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it very big. I'm just gonna go, I'll put it on our page. This is super old, guys, like super, super old. There we go. 82 ways to get bookings in your business. 82 ways. This is way back whenever I joined that I pulled this up, because this is where we are going. And I got all these files on this side of my computer just so that I can keep everything on here. I'm going to delete it as soon as it's done. Okay, so let's think about it. You can send a catalog to a coworker that is moved. Is there, you know how many people have told me that they lost their Scentsy consultant because the Scentsy consultant left? I mean, there's some people that were at my dentist office that left, and there are a lot of people there that aren't being served anymore. And I actually called the girl and was like, hey, are you still sending things to your customers there? Because they're still going to buy from somebody, whether it be you or somebody. Or maybe they left your office. Now they're gone. Are they out of sight, out of mind? You need to make sure that you're following up with them. Send a catalog to your other network marketing friends, because guess what? Some people are not excited about what they do anymore. We've had people jump over from other network marketing because it did not satisfy the need that they thought that it would. And a lot of people will not talk to their friends that are in network marketing because they think because they're doing another network marketing that they're satisfied and that it would be wrong. But no, it's not. I have people all the time asking me, hey, have you ever considered Kohler Street? I'm like, hey, I will support you all day long, but I'm super happy with Scentsy. And if someone from Kohler Street, if I were talking to them and they told me I'm super happy with Kohler Street, I'd say, hey, you know what? You never know unless you ask. And they respect that. But I have so many friends that were in Tupperware, that were in something called Blessings, that was in Pampered Chef, that was in Tastefully Simple, that joined our team. And they didn't join under me, they joined under someone else, but they might have been my Pampered Chef rep. But I did not ever think to even ask them, have you ever considered Scentsy? And if they tell me they're happy where they are, that is fantastic. I want to support you. But if you ever do want to leave, I'd love to have you on my team. If you think about the teachers' lounges, the lounges that you work with, at putting catalogs in there, samples in there, you know, salons, groomers, you ask people if you can do that. I was at a place this weekend where they love the camper warmer and they are all about the patriotic side of things. And I asked them if I could put a camper warmer in there with a whole bunch of scents, and she was super excited about it. Put a catalog in the lunchroom, hold an open house, have a booth at a school fair. A lot of people don't think about that, but school fairs every single year, they're going to start having them again. Ask them if you can have a booth there. You can advertise in little newsletters that don't cost money. You can give a receptionist a catalog at your doctor's or dentist office when you go tomorrow. If you don't have a business card, you can go digital. You can add people on Facebook. You can add them to your VIP page. You can create QR codes. Call your past hostesses. Put current catalog or business cards not in your neighbor's door. We don't want to put things in people's doors if we don't know them. But I know my neighbors pretty well that I could leave something and send them a message and say, hey, I left you a new Scentsy catalog, and they'd be okay with it. But our neighborhood has changed so much. I don't know some of these people. I need to have another open house to let them know there is a Scentsy consultant in their neighborhood. So I'm going to put this whole sheet because this is how we built our business way back when. How we asked for bookings, how we got scent sessions booked, how we were able to drop off things. Because I'm getting ready to get Annette on here, but you see this? This is a tester. Well, let me get it there. This is a tester. This is what Scentsy had when I joined. 84 of these. This is super big right here. This is all I had. And I had 84 of these that I put in a basket, and I took it to a friend's house. I let them smell it for 3 hours. I picked it up. I took it to another friend's house. I picked it up. I took it to another friend's house because my why and the reason that I wanted to do this was it made me feel incredible knowing I could serve these people, make their houses smell better, know that I was solving problems and giving them an opportunity to join me just through scent. But these things are huge. So today, if you guys joined and they gave you these and 84 of them, and that was all you had, you'd be like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Maybe I can go on Facebook and smell them all and everybody will join. You had to get creative. You had to go out of the box. So what I started to do was I took a spoon, and I have so many of these, but a spoon, and I scraped them into a little bitty container. And I got my daughter from school early, and we would put them in the microwave and we would melt them and give them to people and create our own testers, because I was trying to figure out how could I get more of these in people's hands without giving them the big ones. And I would scrape them, and we would make loads of testers. If you could see the testers we made over time, that was crazy. But that is how we worked our business. Was we saw a need for people to be able to smell them, and what is the easiest and the fastest way that I can do that was I created testers. I thought I was a genius. I went to convention in 2010 thinking I was a genius and found out that everybody else was doing it too. We just didn't have social media. We didn't have ways that we were sharing things. I had the chocolate molds that I'd made things out of wax. I had little stamps with the wax, thinking that I was just a genius. And people were telling Scentsy they were doing it, and Scentsy came up with basket testers. So basket testers came out, then we ended up getting the smaller testers, and then we ended up getting another size tester, and now we have our party testers, and they don't have all the sizes anymore. But it took me moving. It took me knowing that this makes a difference. These products make a difference. This opportunity makes a difference. And if we don't go out there and believe that we make a difference in sharing this stuff, then our business is going to be stuck. Okay. So there's more you can see on here, and I will post this on our page, but mailing out samples is huge. Look, I'm going to explain something to you. I mailed out, I showed you guys last week. I don't have anything with me right now, but I mailed out 50 samples for my customers. 50. It was one stamp, and I did 50. So what is that? About $28 worth that I spent sending out samples. Well, guess what? I ended up getting $300 worth of orders on my website. That means people paid shipping, right? So don't tell me people won't pay shipping. On my website from what it was I sent out. So I spent $25. I got $300 in orders. I'm going to get 30% because my goal was always to have $2,000. That's $90 that I made. If you would take out the $25, I'd say I was in the positive, right? So that is why it's so important to mail out samples and get scents under people's noses by doing basket parties, by doing pouch parties, by getting blessing bags out there. The more and more you ask, the more you're going to find those yeses. You're going to hear no's, but no's are just maybes. They're not no, leave me alone. In 13 years, I've never had I had one person who was really rude to me over 13 years, but most people are maybe. And some people are joining me now and they're like, oh, I wish I joined 10 years ago when you asked me. But I believe it's a reason for the season that people are in. I believe that this business is going to bless you, whether you buy from me, whether you join from me, whether you refer me, it is going to bless you. And remind me, we'll go back to blessing bags. But Annette, are you on here? She should be. Hold up.
I am here.
Okay, I'm going to put it over to you. And because I want us to make sure that we're mindful for time. And I'm going to let you show some of the ways that we built our business. Okay. All right. Hold on one second. Stop share. And let me find you. There you are. All righty. Can everybody see her good? Okay. Go ahead. Let's start.
First, Shannon, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you great.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because good. Okay. Some of you may know me.
But that's okay.
Say what?
You're kind of blurry, but that's okay.
That's okay. That's all right. Some of you may know me, some of you may not, but Shannon and I joined in the same year back in 2009. And with our creative minds, try to come up with different ways to share Scentsy. I love basket parties because I'm a full-time nurse. So I work 10 to 12 hours a day. So I don't have time through the week to do home parties. I'm in the operating room by 6:30 every day. So my guru, my thing was basket parties. And when we first started, it got so busy with us that we would get together on Fridays and make, like she said, these little samples and put them in baskets. And literally we had baskets at that time. Now you come up with different. Really, I always, and Shannon can tell you this, I always had 12 baskets working all the time, all the time. And it got to the point where I would take a basket, I'd write it in my thing and say, okay, I'm going to pick this basket up in 2 weeks. So in my car, I had fluff, meaning I had more bars, I had more whatever that I put in my basket so that I could refresh it, because guess what? I'm carrying it 2 miles down the road to drop it off to the next person. So it got a little wiped it off too, and what I dropped off. But that has always been my thing. And I spoke about it at reunion one year, and I had a lot of positive feedback from it. But you guys can come up with your own way, and especially if you're new, you don't have to do full-size products. But I'm gonna show you what, Shannon, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Can you see this basket? If not, I'll just tell you what's in it. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah, we
My
can
little
see it.
basket. Okay. Okay. Basically, this is one of my baskets that I just got back like last week. So this is what I hand out. You can come up with anything and everything. Okay. What I put in my baskets is full-size product. And the reason that I do is because I want them to experience it. I want them to have the product in their hand. So in my basket, this is what I put, and I'll show you my forms as well. Okay, I put a full-size counter clean. Why? Because that is like the best product I truly believe that Scentsy makes, is our counter clean. Okay. I put in a warmer, especially during the wintertime. I like to use a warmer. During the summertime, I've found myself using our mini diffusers, which is right here. Why? Because wax won't melt. You know, it doesn't melt in the wintertime, in a sense, you know. So I've been using this, and I've been selling a lot of these mini diffusers, and I put a set of pods in there so that they can experience it. I want them to experience it. That's the whole thing about Scentsy, is experiencing this. I also put in washer whiffs. I want them to try it. If they don't try it, they're not going to buy it. Okay, so I always put that in. And then as far as testers, they don't get all the testers, okay? Because I've got other baskets that I need to be working. So I usually pull like 2 from this, 2 from this category, 2 from this. They get 12 testers. That's all they get. Now, if they say to me, well, my customers, my friends really want to smell all of them, what are you going to do? You're going to say, okay, then have a home party. Just have a home party. So you're flipping that basket party now to a home party. Okay, so that's what, and then I always give them things like this. This is hand cream, and I have a little sticker on it that says try me. This one's almost empty. I always give them a bar to try, and usually I give them the scent of the month because we get so many bars. Okay, and if you don't get the scent of the month, you need to get the scent of the month. Okay, number 1, you're going to sell it. Number 2, it's tax write-off. Okay. So I usually give them whatever the scent is of the month. I give them a dryer disc. They're cheap, you know. I give them a scent circle. And what I tell them is, if they sell this amount of money, they get to keep the bar. If they sell this amount for the party, they get to keep the diffuser. If that, you know, so you're kind of upselling as you go along. Now, as far as my paperwork and stuff that I put in there, I have a little clipboard, and I'll tell you what I have. I have a little card right there on the front that says, join my VIP page. That's where all the cool girls hang out. So they can click on my, there, they can click and it goes directly to my Facebook VIP page. Okay, because they've been a hostess, so they get added to my page. Okay, then I have here, please make sure that all of these forms are filled out entirely. You do not want to get forms back that just have a name on them, no telephone number, no address, so, because how are you going to follow up with them? And then if they do this with every customer, you as the host get to keep the wax bar, the extra wax bar that's in there. So it gives them the incentive. Here's how to earn their kit if they decided they want to join. There's all the hostess rewards, so they know what they can earn. This way, I don't have to go over 10,000 things with them about joining. Get ready for your free stuff. That's their list of what they want to get. Okay, how they can earn whatever their party totals are. And of course, order forms and highlight the email address. And that's what I give them. Then I also tell them that if they have someone that they think is interested in joining, and it might be them, they get a possibility pouch, see, and that goes in that basket as well. And what I tell people is, a lot of people say, well, what about people that live a distance away? Okay. And I haven't done this in a while. I really need to get back in my mojo, but basically I get samples size. Do you see these little samples? This is counter clean. Okay. Let me see. There are samples. Oops, did I lose y'all? All right, let me go back up here. Shannon, did you lose me?
Yeah, we still got
I
you.
can hear you.
Okay. Dang. Okay, I've lost myself. So I'm just gonna keep talking. But they also get a packet. And what this does is I've sent a small box. You can get a small box or use the whiff boxes that we get from Scentsy. If you do a whiff box, save those boxes. And I do what's called a traveling basket party. And what it is, it's smaller versions of anything out of the original container. You must include the ingredients in it. Okay. That's a no-no if you do that, because you never know if somebody may be allergic to something. So you please just make sure that you have wait a minute, let me go up here. Here we go. Okay. Whoop, okay. Trying to find myself. Okay. Just make sure that you label everything that comes out of the original packaging. Okay. So then I package all this up. I put a return label. I use pirate ship. Okay. I know how much that box weighs because I'm sending it to that person. I'm going to print out a second label to return it to me. So it doesn't cost anybody anything. I tell them as soon as they get their party together, I send them a packet because I'm going to put everything in online. Okay. But everything's going to be shipped to that person in New York. I don't want to have to ship it here and then package it up and ship it to them. So it gets directly shipped to them. Okay. And what I tell them is, I'm going to send you an envelope with labels, with a scent circle, with some extra goodies for you. If you will label everything that leaves your hands, because York. Okay. Then I tell them if they want, they can share that box with somebody else, but I need their information. So now that box is traveling. I had one box, and Shannon can tell you, I had one box that never came back to me for 6 months. And I had party after party after party off of it. But I never touched the box for 6 months because it was traveling. And anytime that they needed something filled, that person, I'd mail it to them. So basket parties can be your guru. That is my thing because it works for me. And like I said, if somebody says to you, well, I want to smell all the scents. Well, fine, just have a scent party. You know, let's just get together one afternoon. We'll sit by the pool. Doesn't matter. You make it whatever you want. You know, you don't even have to serve food. Just have something to drink. That's all as it possibly can be. But like I said, basket parties are my thing. That works for me. I do great home parties when I get a home party, and I've been slow, and I'll be the first one to say it. I've been super slow the last couple of months. I've got other things going on, but you can work it any way that you want to, but basket parties are my thing, and it works for me. And don't be surprised because somebody's going to say, oh, I saw you gave a basket party to that one. Can I have one? That's why you don't give out all your testers. Okay. Don't give out all your testers. Separate them, because you can have 3 basket parties, and guess what? You get $200 off each one of those basket parties. Guess what? You made your $500, and you can do that in 1 week. So do 2,000, but you can do it that way. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope, and it helps, hopefully. So, you know,
Yeah.
but that's about it, Shan.
Okay, I also want to show you guys this really quickly. See if I can get it to come back over here. Hold on. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so another way, she was talking about basket parties and things, but maybe you just have one set of testers, right? And you're like, how can I get all those to everybody? Nobody wants to smell 84 cents. No one does, promise you. So why don't you take your testers, divide them up into maybe a couple of bakery, a couple of fresh, a couple of citrus, a couple of fruity, a couple of manly, and then you can divide up maybe 4 sets that you can get to different people. And if they do want to smell Mystery Man because maybe you didn't put it in there because Bonfire Beach was in there instead, you can let them know, hey, I will get that to you. Another thing I do, and Annette will tell you about these possibility packets. When I do events, whenever I'm out and about, I keep a couple of these in my car. Now, I'll show you this too, because I just found them. These are called Cinepeals. Way back whenever we joined, we had Cinepeals. I used to give these to people. So if you think that testers aren't working, yeah, you try these. And I used to have really big parties, but they're Cinepeals to where, and they still smell, but you could lift them up and then you could, it still smells. You could smell them. And so people would get these. I would leave them with them and I would get parties off of these. And this was just the classics. This was just like Black Raspberry Vanilla, Luna, Clean Breeze, Camu, Skinny Dippin'. And if they like these, I could tell them what they would like out of the catalog. Possibility.
Shannon,
Yeah.
Shannon, wait a minute. Don't you remember we took cards and did the rub and sniff stickers? Don't you remember we did that one time? Where we
Yes. Yes.
did the rub and sniff stickers and we to mail out, and people would rub them and smell them. And that's how we did our business back then too. Yes, I
Right.
remember those.
Exactly. I got all kinds of things going on in here. But yeah, so let me just show you this too, that I always put in all of these little bags. So let's say a possibility packet is when I have information about joining. I have the scratch and sniffs that Cincy gave us. I might have some different testers, only like 6 of them. Like I have order form and I have a catalog. Also, these, I think I got these from like Dollar General. I made my own testers and went back to the old school where I made my own testers from different bars. And then we have the ones that we have now that maybe you just have, like I said, 84 cents. You can separate them into 4 different sets. But one thing that I have in my, in these, I'm going to show it to you. Hold on. Let me get to it. It's this right here. Can you guys see this okay? It's the one Essentia at a discount. And I print it off and I give it to everybody in their little pouch. I tell them, this is how easy it is, guys. If you find 8 people that want 6 packs, that's $240 worth of orders. You get a half price. You can also get some free stuff and you'll get something from me. And I just fold it up. I put it in this little pouch and then they're on their way. And I've set them up with a pouch party. So I don't want you guys to get stuck on the fact that, like, I don't have a clear tote. I don't have a basket. I don't have this. You have every single thing that you want. Who gets the pouch? Any single person that wants to know more about Scentsy. If I'm at the gas station and somebody says, hey, I see a Scentsy. You have Scentsy in the back of your car. I do. I have it in the very back of my bumper. It says Scentsy. I might give them one of these. Like, hey, yeah, smell some of these scents. If you want to smell the other ones, let me know. If you happen to share it with 8 friends, you get some free stuff and half off stuff. And I give it to them. If I don't get this back, I really don't care. I got like 25 of these for like $12. These little testers don't make it hardly any difference whether they keep them or they don't, because I have so many that I can make from a bar. And then the scratch and sniff stickers are eventually not going to work anyway. My catalog's going to go away. But people always say to me, man, this is a really easy way to be able to get orders. I drop them off at dentist's office. I drop them off at doctor's office. I drop them off at the veterinarian. I drop them off with my past hostesses just to say, hey, I got some of the new scents. You want to smell them? If you want to do a basket party, I can bring you more. I can bring you full-size product. We even have these little bags that Annette and I put a lot of vinyl on. I found them the other day, Annette. There's like 50 of them in my garage. but they were like little lunch bags, and we put like cleaning bag on it, and we put like laundry bag on it. And what we would do is we'd make samples of just the cleaning stuff, of just the laundry stuff, and we'd say, who wants to do a load of laundry on us? Who wants to try the cleaning products? Guys, you can target market different products. If you want to do a flower, then just pull out the scents that Scentsy has that goes out in those flowers and give them to people and say, hey, here's a flower. Here's all the scents they come in. Collect $200 in orders. You get free stuff and half off stuff and a gift from me if you want to give them a gift. Because that perpetual party reward, we always have that to be able to stock up on stuff that we need, to be able to make samples off of things to where it doesn't cost us full price. It only costs us half price. I also use those perpetual party rewards to be able to get parties. So I might put like a this or that on my Facebook story and say, do you like this or do you like that? And everybody's like, oh gosh, I really, really, really love that warmer. I have to have it. The shining light was a big one for me. It looks like a lantern. I'd message people and say, guess what? You can get it half off. How can I do that? I'm going to drop off some scents to you on Monday or Wednesday. Which one works for you? You get some orders in, get $200. You can get it half off. That sounds like a good deal. We used to have a little sticker that we would put on the front of our book. We have to find that in it. And it said, every product in here has 3 prices: free, half off, and retail. Which one do you want? And people will be like, well, how do I get it half off? Have a party, $200. You know how many people buy $200 worth of Christmas anyway, that we're able to turn around and say, hey, if you join, you get paid on your purchases. So don't make it too hard. That's why we went back to that form in the very beginning. Make it easy for you. Tomorrow, I'm going to reach out to 3 people, and this is what I'm going to do. And if you go to bed and you've only reached out to 1, remember you did 33% of the work that day. You didn't fail. You showed up in your business, and tomorrow you can do it again. So that's what we have for you tonight. And the next time that we come back, we're going to be even expanding more on this with like fundraisers and events and things that you can do. But are there any questions at all? Yeah, that's all my envelopes in the back that I'm sending all my team mail out. Well, good. I'm so glad that everybody enjoyed it, and I'm glad there's no questions. And if you have any questions, you just reach out to us. We're here to help you. We're always going to be putting things on the page to be able to share with your team. And remember, if you opt into the text that I sent out, it's 252-216-2701, and type in star, you're going to start getting messages on how to relaunch your business. And I'm telling you, I'm doing it along with them. And I've been in this 13 years, and it's going back to basics. And it's telling you how to do your frank list, which is like your friends, your relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, activities, people you know. It's teaching you how to go to that chicken list of people that you're scared to ask to join you. Why? What is the story in your head that you told yourself that they don't want to be part of this? I think people are silly not to want to be a part of an amazing community and culture that we have here. Even if they want to join for themselves and just jump on and come to some of our meetings and do our tip days that we're bringing back live. I mean, telling you guys, this is an amazing opportunity that will fill so many gaps in people's lives, help them feel like they belong somewhere, give them extra money to be able to supplement their income, maybe be able to help them stay home with those kids, maybe let them win trips, whatever it is. There's always some kind of gap that you can feel in everybody's life. It just might not be their season. So don't forget about them. Okay. All right. Love you guys. It's a little bit after
Shannon,
time.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Cindy asked, what's the best way to copy the ingredients to print for samples? You can go up on the workstation, your workstation, and a lot of times they'll have it up there. Go through your catalog. Because when you open it up, it has the ingredients. So just make sure that you have those ingredients. I have a lot of them on a external hard drive. So if anybody needs some of them, I've got them on an external hard drive. I will make a list of them for y'all and then just post it up here next time. And you guys can just take a copy of it so that you have it. And you can make your own stickers that way. That's what I did. And so if you look at it, it's hard to see. But that's, I think, Scentsy Fresh. So it shows
a picture of it because it's blurry.
So I got a question. If you put your QR
is it
code
blurry?
on your
Yeah.
label, does
Ingredients
that
and
count?
how to use it. Say what, baby?
If you put a QR code on your label, does that count? To take
Yes.
you right, like
Yes.
if you did Scent Soak and you
Yep.
did a QR code and it take you straight to Scent Soak, that counts?
Yes.
Long
Okay.
as it goes straight to where the ingredients are. Yes,
Hang on a
it should be
second.
fine. Yeah.
Compliance told me absolutely not. It has to be in writing on the label.
Oh,
That's what
Oh.
compliance
Okay.
told
See,
me.
I did not.
Yes.
oops, I've been doing it different.
They
Me
didn't tell
too,
me
because
that,
I didn't
Sarah,
use
but no.
that QR code.
Yeah, let me tell you this. If you go into Make Sense and Flyers, into that
Mhm.
Facebook page, they have every label
Mhm.
made for you that you can go
Yeah.
in there and you can print it off.
Yeah.
I had been putting the QR code that went straight to my Scentsy website to that product. So if it said
Right.
Scentsy Fresh, I put Scentsy Fresh, Scentsy Clean. I had a QR code for ingredients, and then they went to it. But now that I know that, that's nice to know too. Let me just tell you this really quickly. I will also
See, that one time, and they didn't say anything back about it, so that's why I thought. Still use your QR codes though, for them to go. You know what I mean? Like, put the QR code still on your sample. It's just a quick way for them to get it online. But like Sarah said, if we have to put the ingredients on it. So
Yeah.
I've always put ingredients on mine. So yeah.
Make Sense and Flyers is what it's called.
Yeah.
It's a Facebook page. But somebody asked about blessing bags. I am going to post the YouTube that I used for Scentsy whenever I explained what blessing bags are. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful way to be able to expand your business when you're stuck. When I go into a month, then I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know who I'm gonna be talking to, which that doesn't happen that much anymore because I prepare out. But I'll say, I'm gonna do blessing bags. And that's when you contact someone who's a really good not consultant, a really good customer, or someone that has hosted a party for you before, or someone that you know loves Scentsy, and say, hey, do you have 5 friends that I could bless with some blessing bags? And that's whenever you give them samples of some things that you've made, whether it be wax samples, counter clean samples, washer whiff samples, soap samples, whatever. You give 5 of them. And you also give them a form that they can give back to you of the people that they gave them to, so you can follow up with them. And I have a little thing that I'll put on here, but I basically tell them, do you have 5 friends that I can bless with some blessing bags full of fun samples? This helps me become a better consultant, and it also helps me serve my customers better by knowing what they like. And if you have 5 people, I have a gift for you. If they happen to buy, host, or join, I have another gift for you. 9 times out of 10, I get someone who will either buy, host, or join. Also, the person that I give the blessing bags to, I usually give them a little basket party or pouch party, because the people they give those blessing bags to are going to want to smell the scents. And then it turns into a basket party, and then I can turn it to an Ernie kit. So that's basically what the blessing bags are. And I'll put the YouTube video that I use for Scentsy. That way y'all can see it. But I'm gonna let y'all go because I want to be respectful of your time. And
I've got a
I'll give you a
question.
call. Oh yeah.
What was your phone number for the text messages?
It's 252
Hmm.
216
Okay.
2701.
Okay. And
And
then what? Go ahead. Sorry.
you need to put star, STAR.
Okay. Awesome. What about
And you need to tell me
there's
what
gonna be a
your name is.
replay. There's gonna be a post of this, right? This video.
It's going to be on the page. It'll stay on the page, and then I'm going to download it into a YouTube so that we can share it. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
And so
Okay,
who
thank
was
you.
that asking? I don't see.
Samantha.
Okay. Hey, Samantha. Okay.
Hi.
That sounds great. Well, thank y'all for being on here tonight. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the night. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.